you are looking at, well, I'm not quite sure what you're looking at. We'll be finding out all about it from Wayne MacDonald, who's with Robix. And tell us, I'm looking at this, and at first glance, I have no idea what I'm looking at. But you, on the other hand, do.
That's correct, Rob. You wouldn't be the only one. This is the latest technology. This moves us into another century in terms of rapid response to oil spills around the world, not just North America. With this, the whole concept is all mechanical. There's no chemicals involved. And it's just, the whole concept is to get out there in the first 48 hours and get as much of that oil off the surface of the water as you can.
Okay.
That's the thing. And to do that, I'm going to demonstrate here for you. I'm going to simulate a bit of an oil spill here. So we're going to put some, for lack of better substance here, some ATF in at either end. And we're going to simulate the spill. There you go. And then we're going to crank these drums up. Now on a 40-foot unit, these would be 8-foot diameter drums, 10 feet long. And at 60 RPM, they're going to introduce 30,000 square feet of drum surface area to the water in a minute. So it's pulling in 1,000 barrels per hour.
Okay.
1,000 barrels per hour.
And sorry, you say a 40-meter unit as well. What type of a boat are we talking about here?
This is a catamaran structure. So it has ballast tanks, and it's actually submerged in the water 6 to 7 feet. It has onboard storage for the oil that's captured. As the oil is coming into recovered and coming on board, that oil is actually displacing the water in the ballast tanks, pushing it out the bottom. The reservoirs are filling, the valves shut off, the oil is captured. Now, because of the rapid rate of recovery, you'll want to tag a boat to it with a tanker, a suitable sized tanker, run a couple of lines and pumps so that you can stagger your pumps on and off to flush those reservoirs every 10 to 15 minutes. And then you can, once the gap is set between the drums, you can actually run this 24/7.
So where have you tested this?
This is a brand new product. This is the first time this model has been demonstrated at a show here in Canada, okay?
Have you built
We built a 40-foot unit. That 40-foot unit is going down to Mexico. It'll be demonstrated to a customer down there, of which everybody knows their name, and 4 of their major master contractors, all of which are on LOIs right now, letters of intent, because of their interest in the product. That's where that 40-foot unit is going, and that's how new we are. So this is taking us to the next level of oil spill recovery.
So where have you experimented then? Have you experimented on open water with other substances or anything to get a sense of what this will do out on open water?
We have. The product was actually conceptually designed, tested, patented by Captain Steele over 30 years ago. He tried to present it to the market, but the there was no environmental concerns, not at the level that we're at right now as far as rapid response, just clean it up and then get past it, right? But now it's a totally different world that we live in. It's how quick can we get it cleaned up and get it behind us, right?
Now, there are a lot of products out there claiming to be able to do this. I mean, I've seen sponges, I've seen using iron filings and all this sort of thing. How might this compare as far as, say, is it a costly solution to the problem?
It's a very cost-effective option because the 40-foot unit, our C160, for example, is at 1,000 barrels per hour. The lease rate on that is $4,000 a day. $4,000 a day is nothing when you consider that the oil that's captured is recycled, and the insurance premium reductions that you get for having remediation equipment anywhere near where there might be a spill.
Is this something that would be able to get the oil out once it's sunk down low, or is there a limit? Obviously it would be better when it's on the surface, I imagine.
The whole object is to capture it within the first 1 or 2 layers of current movement in the water. You know, you can get up to 7 layers of current movement in any body of water, and you want to capture it as quickly as possible, so it's within days. The sooner you can have it respond to a spill, the better. So if you had a large unit at the center and that was your major rapid response tool, then any spill that you had on a platform or a rig around it would be a smaller unit, maybe a 20-foot unit that does 500 barrels per hour. And that can be dropped in at any time, clean up a minor spill, right? But a major spill would dispatch the big unit, right? And then all the small units could get to it as well. That smaller unit, that 20-footer, for example, that can be dispatched by helicopter, flown in wherever, so response is everything. We're not in the remediation business, and that's what I need to tell you, is that we're in the manufacturing business. We want to make sure that the remediators have the best tools that they can find available to them today.
And so this is the first time this has been shown. You're heading off to St. John's next, aren't you?
St. John's next week. Next week, simultaneously, both coasts. We'll be demonstrating in Vancouver and St. John's at the same time.
What sort of response have you had so far then?
Excellent response. People just can't believe the recovery rate. That 40-footer that I was talking about, because it's a catamaran and those drums are on the 40-footer, 8-foot diameter, 10 feet long. They're 2 feet in the water. They're sucked right down to the water, so they will ride the waves. Yeah, the 40-footer will do 8-foot waves. We can make them larger, 80-foot, 120-foot for larger waves, larger applications offshore. We're also doing a show. I just want to digress for a second. We're also doing a show, and just took 2 guys to the airport. They're going down to Guadalajara for a show down there. So that's the third show. 4 shows in 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with it. It seems like a fascinating product.
Thanks for stopping by, Rob. I really appreciate it.
You're watching us here on ICANN Media from the Global Petroleum Show.